Hello students. So in our previous lecture we studied about the difference between the innate and adaptive immune response and a little bit in detail about them and how and the components of both innate and adaptive immune response, and also how B and T lymphocytes, how they function, what is the difference in their function in order to destroy the antigen or the foreign substance, okay, that has entered in the body. So in today's topic, today we'll be dealing with a very small topic, that is hematopoiesis. So hematopoiesis is the formation and differentiation of blood cells. So this process, the formation and development of red and white blood cells, it is known as hematopoiesis. Okay, so for the development of the way, as I already told you that there are various organs and various cells that comprise the whole immune system. Okay, so the various organs of the immune system, they have been differentiated into two kinds, that is primary lymphoid organs and secondary lymphoid organs. Fine. So the primary lymphoid organs, they are basically the site of development of the white blood cells, okay, of different kind of white blood cells. So that their development takes place, their growth and their differentiation takes place in the primary lymphoid organs. And the organs where these white blood cells, they interact with the antigen and destroy them, that those organs, they are known as secondary lymphoid organs. Okay, so what are the primary lymphoid organs? The two major primary lymphoid organs are bone marrow and thymus. Okay, and there are various secondary lymphoid organs, and we'll be learning about a little detail about these primary and secondary lymphoid organs in our upcoming lectures. So here you can see what I just told you. In this diagram we can see, like, see here, the number one जो हमारा है, that is stem cell in red bone marrow give rise to undifferentiated lymphocytes. Okay, so red bone marrow, ये जो हमारा red bone marrow है, यहाँ पे क्या है, undifferentiated lymphocytes बनते हैं. Okay, both B and T lymphocytes, उनका जो undifferentiated form है, that is produced in the red bone marrow. Okay, so bone marrow, it is a primary lymphoid organ. Now, the differentiation of B lymphocytes, it occurs in the bone marrow itself. But the T lymphocyte ka differentiation occurs in thymus gland. Okay, some undifferentiated lymphocytes, they are processed in the thymus gland to become T cells. Okay, so the growth and differentiation of lymphocytes, they are taking place, one in red bone marrow and second in the thymus gland. So they both are the primary lymphoid organs. Okay. Here you can see some undifferentiated lymphocytes processed probably within the bone marrow cells to become B cells. So the lymphocytes that become differentiated in the bone marrow, they are known as B cells or B lymphocytes, and the lymphocytes that become differentiated in the thymus, they are known as T cells or T lymphocytes. Okay, then both T cells, here in fourth point, both T cells and B cells are transported through the blood to lymphatic organs such as the lymph nodes, lymphatic ducts and spleen. तो अब क्या होगा, these both differentiated B and T lymphocytes, they are transported to these organs. These are the secondary lymphoid organs. These are lymph node, lymphatic duct, spleen. Okay, and here these B and T lymphocytes, they interact with the antigen or with the foreign substance and function and perform its effective functions in order to destroy or remove the antigen. Okay, okay, so coming back. So yeah, we were talking about hematopoiesis, that is the differentiation and the growth and development of the blood cells. Okay, so the site, firstly we'll talk about the site of hematopoiesis, where exactly the hematopoiesis occurs in the human body. Okay, so what happens, in humans, the formation and development of red and white blood cells, that is hematopoiesis. So it begins in embryonic yolk sac during the first week of development. So when embryo starts developing, so in its first week, जो hematopoiesis का site है, it is the embryonic yolk sac. Okay, the hematopoietic stem cells, they are present in the embryonic yolk sac. ठीक है. But by the third month of gestation, by the third month of development of embryo, when the embryo is 3 months old, these hematopoietic stem cells, they migrate from embryonic yolk sac to the fetal liver, and subsequently it also colonizes the spleen. Okay, so by the third month of gestation, from third to 7th month, the hematopoiesis process, it occurs in the spleen and liver. And by the end of 7th month, what happens? These hematopoietic stem cells, they migrate to the bone marrow, and from then till the adult life, the hematopoiesis process, it occurs in the bone marrow. Okay, this is important thing. So please note this down, the site of hematopoiesis. Fine. Okay, so moving on to the process of hematopoiesis. So all the blood cells, the red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, they all come from a single cell, a single stem cell, that is hematopoietic stem cell. Okay, so you all know what stem cells are. So hematopoietic stem cell, it is a pluripotent stem cell. So stem cells, again, they are of two kinds. One is totipotent and one is pluripotent. Totipotent stem cells, it can give rise to any kind of cells of that particular individual जिसमें भी वो है. Okay, but pluripotent stem cells, it can give rise to a particular kinds of cells. Okay, so this hematopoietic stem cell, it give rise to myeloid progenitor cells and lymphoid progenitor cells. Okay, so one property of stem cells that is very remarkable is it self renewing. Okay, तो क्या होगा? Hematopoietic stem cell, when it's divided, it gives rise to either myeloid progenitor cells or lymphoid progenitor cells. और क्या होगा? Through cell division वो अपना number भी क्या रखेगा? मेंटेन रखेगा. ओके, बहुत सारे सेल डिविजन से इट कीप्स इंक्रीजिंग इट्स ओन नंबर, hematopoietic stem cells. Okay, so these hematopoietic stem cells, it either through cell division give rise to myeloid lineage. Okay, this is the myeloid lineage. Okay, so all cells that we'll be seeing under the left side, these are the myeloid lineage, and this right side, this is the lymphoid lineage. Okay, wait. So these myeloid progenitor cells that has been obtained from this hematopoietic stem cell, they give rise to, one is that they give rise to dendritic cell. What are dendritic cells? They are the antigen presenting cells. Okay, that I have already told you. And second, it gives rise to various other progenitor cells. So from hematopoietic stem cell, myeloid progenitor cells is formed. Now again, in turn, from myeloid progenitor cells, some other kind of progenitor cells are obtained. First one is granulocyte monocyte progenitor cells. Okay, so upon differentiation of this granulocyte monocyte progenitor cells, हमें क्या मिलेगा? न्यूट्रोफिल एंड मोनोसाइट. एंड मोनोसाइट जब क्या होगा? जब इसका किसी एंटीजन के साथ इंटरेक्शन होगा, so these monocytes, they get converted into macrophages, which are the major phagocytic cells in our body. Okay, now the second progenitor cells that will arise from myeloid progenitor cell is eosinophil progenitor cell. So eosinophil progenitor cell, it will give rise to eosinophil. Okay, you know the major kind of white blood cells: eosinophils, basophils, neutrophils, monocytes. Okay, so all of them, they get myeloid progenitor cells give rise to all these kind of WBCs. Then other is basophil progenitor cells. It will give rise to basophils, and megakaryocyte progenitor cells, it will give rise to platelets. Okay, this megakaryocyte progenitor cells, from it various after the fragmentation of this megakaryocyte progenitor cells, various platelets are formed, the fragments that are obtained from this cell. Okay, and the last one is erythroid progenitor cells. It will give rise to erythrocyte, that is our red blood cells. Okay, now one important thing, students, जो हमने पढ़ा था कि hematopoietic stem cells, it has the capacity of self renewing, but these progenitor cells, they have lost the capacity of self renewing. Okay, now here they'll only give rise to the other progenitor cells, but they cannot give rise to its own. They cannot divide to form to proliferate its own number. Okay, Now moving on to the right side, the lymphoid lineage. So the first progenitor cell that was obtained from the differentiation of hematopoietic stem cells was lymphoid progenitor. Okay. Now this lymphoid progenitor, first it gives rise to natural killer cells and dendritic cells. Okay. Now, from lymphoid progenitor cell, first thing, these two kind of cells are formed, and next, again, it gives rise to two different kind of progenitors. Okay, first is T cell progenitor and the other is B cell progenitor. Okay, so these are the progenitors of the cell. जो हमने T lymphocytes और B lymphocytes पढ़ा है, उसे हम क्या T cells और B cells भी बोलते हैं. Fine. Now this T cell progenitor, it gives either give rise to T helper cell or T cytotoxic cell, जिसे हम TH stands for T helper cell and TC stands for T cytotoxic cell, and B cell progenitor cells upon differentiation give rise to B cell. Okay. So now, yes. Now the question is how this single cell, the hematopoietic stem cell, it is giving rise to the different kind of cells. Okay, sometimes it give rise, इसके differentiation से myeloid progenitor cell बन रहा है, then from the differentiation of the same cell हमारा क्या lymphoid progenitor cells बन रहा है. तो ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है? तो व्हाट हैपन स्टूडेंट्स, फॉर दैट मैटर कि कोई भी सेल, अगर हम बात करते हैं कि हमारी जो ह्यूमन बॉडी में डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ सेल्स हैं, अलग अलग टिश्यूज़ हैं, बट एक चीज़ जो है कि हर सेल के अंदर जीनोम प्रेजेंट है. पूरा जितना हमारा जीनोम है वो क्या है, हर सेल के अंदर प्रेजेंट है. नाउ तो फिर हम कैसे कहते हैं कि मतलब कैसे हम देखते हैं कि हमारे जो लिवर सेल्स हैं दे आर फंक्शनिंग डिफरेंटली, उनके अंदर जो प्रोटीन बन रहा है, डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ प्रोटीन्स आर बीइंग फॉर्म्ड इन लिवर सेल्स इन कंट्रास्ट टू लिवर सेल्स जो हमारा स्टमक लाइनिंग में या इंटेस्टाइनल लाइनिंग में जो इंटेस्टाइनल लाइनिंग में जो सेल्स प्रेजेंट हैं उनके अंदर क्या है, डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ एंजाइम्स और डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ प्रोटीन्स आर बीइंग फॉर्म्ड. सो व्हाट इज़ दैट थिंग जो रेगुलेट कर रहा है कि डिफरेंट प्रोटीन्स आर बीइंग फॉर्म्ड इन डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ सेल डिस्पाइट द फैक्ट कि हर सेल के अंदर सेम जीनोम प्रेजेंट है. ठीक है, सेम ही जीन्स हैं जो हर सेल के अंदर प्रेजेंट हैं, बट स्टिल द प्रोटीन दैट आर बीइंग फॉर्म्ड इन डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ सेल्स आर डिफरेंट. सो व्हाट इज़ द थिंग दैट इज़ रेगुलेटिंग दिस प्रोटीन फॉर्मेशन. ओके, तो जैसे प्रोटीन फॉर्मेशन जो हमारा होता है फ्रॉम जीन से, जो प्रोटीन फॉर्मेशन होता है, सो द वेरी फर्स्ट स्टेप दैट इज़ द ट्रांसक्रिप्शन. पहले क्या होता है, हमारा डीएनए से आरएनए बनता है, देन इन द सेकंड स्टेप ट्रांसलेशन में आरएनए से प्रोटीन बनता है. तो क्या होता है कि ट्रांसक्रिप्शन प्रोसेस में दे आर वेरियस ट्रांसक्रिप्शन फैक्टर्स. ओके, बहुत सारे ट्रांसक्रिप्शन फैक्टर्स होते हैं विच अलाउज द ट्रांसक्रिप्शन ऑफ अ पर्टिकुलर सेट ऑफ जीन्स. ठीक है, जैसे वही जो अभी हमने बात की, अगर हम लिवर सेल्स और इंटेस्टाइनल सेल्स की ही बात करते हैं तो लिवर सेल्स में अलग जीन्स एक्सप्रेस हो रहे हैं जो वो प्रोटीन्स फॉर्म कर रहे हैं जो लिवर सेल्स में चाहिए, एंड इंटेस्टाइनल सेल्स में अलग सेट ऑफ जीन्स प्रोड्यूस हो रहे, अलग सेट ऑफ जीन्स एक्सप्रेस हो रहे हैं. सो दीज ट्रांसक्रिप्शन फैक्टर्स, जो ट्रांसक्रिप्शन फैक्टर अलग अलग प्रेजेंट है दोनों में, लिवर सेल्स में अलग सेट ऑफ ट्रांसक्रिप्शन फैक्टर्स प्रेजेंट है, तो वो ट्रांसक्रिप्शन फैक्टर क्या करता है, उन सेट ऑफ जीन्स का ट्रांसक्रिप्शन को एक्टिवेट करता है विच आर रिक्वायर्ड फॉर द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ प्रोटीन्स विच फंक्शन इन द लिवर सेल्स, एंड द अदर सेट ऑफ ट्रांसक्रिप्शन फैक्टर्स आर प्रेजेंट इन इंटेस्टाइनल सेल्स, जो क्या कर रहा है, उन जीन्स का ट्रांसक्रिप्शन को एक्टिवेट कर रहा है विच आर रिक्वायर्ड फॉर द ट्रांसलेशन ऑफ प्रोटीन्स, जो क्या होता है इंटेस्टाइनल सेल्स में फंक्शन करते हैं. ओके, सो सिमिलर वे यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, हिमेटोपोइटिक स्टेम सेल से इतने सारे अलग अलग प्रोजेनाइटर सेल्स बन रहे हैं. सो दीज डिफ्रेंशिएशन इट रिक्वायर्स द एक्सप्रेशन ऑफ डिफरेंट सेट ऑफ लीनिएज डिटरमाइनिंग एंड लीनिएज स्पेसिफिक जीन्स एट अप्रोप्रिएट टाइम्स एंड इन द करेक्ट ऑर्डर. ओके, तो क्या है कि जब हमारा इराइथ्रॉइड प्रोजेनाइटर सेल्स का डिफ्रेंशिएशन होना होगा, सो एक पर्टिकुलर सेट ऑफ जीन्स विल बी एक्सप्रेस्ड एंड अ पर्टिकुलर सेट ऑफ ट्रांसक्रिप्शन फैक्टर्स विल गेट एक्टिवेटेड. ओके, ठीक है, उस समय क्या होगा, हमारे हिमेटोपोइटिक स्टेम सेल्स में वो ट्रांसक्रिप्शन फैक्टर्स एक्टिवेट होंगे जो उन जीन्स का ट्रांसक्रिप्शन कराएंगे विच आर रिक्वायर्ड फॉर द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ इराइथ्रॉइड प्रोजेनाइटर सेल्स. सिमिलरली हर डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ जो भी हमें सेल्स फॉर ऑल डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ सेल्स, फॉर ऑल डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ प्रोजेनाइटर सेल्स, डिफरेंट सेट ऑफ जीन्स एंड ट्रांसक्रिप्शन फैक्टर्स नीड टू बी एक्टिवेटेड. ओके, सो दिस इज द वे हाउ दिस हेमेटोपोइसिस, how this hematopoiesis process is regulated. Okay, so we'll now see certain genes or certain transcription factors that regulate the process of hematopoiesis. Okay, so yes, here in this figure you can see here it is the list of certain factors which are responsible for differentiation of different kind of progenitor cells or different kind of immune cells. Okay, so the first one, that is GATA1. Okay, so this is this transcription factor. It is responsible for differentiation of erythroid progenitor cells. Okay, so when GATA1 gets activated, the transcription factor GATA1 it gets activated, it leads to the expression of the genes which are responsible for formation of erythroid cells. Okay, erythroid progenitor cells. The second one, GATA2, GATA2, so it is a member of transcription factors that recognize the tetranucleotide sequence GATA GATA. Okay, तो जो target genes जहाँ पे GATA GATA sequence होगा वहाँ पे this GATA2 transcription factor it will get bind and it will lead to the activation of expression of those genes, and this GATA2 transcription factors, it is responsible for differentiation of hematopoietic stem cells into erythroid lineage, myeloid lineage, and lymphoid lineage. Okay, so basically it is responsible for formation of all kinds of cells. Okay, कोई भी kind of cell अगर बनना है, this GATA2 gene it needs to get activated. That's other one, PU1. It is responsible for differentiation of hematopoietic stem cell into erythroid lineage at maturational stages, not at adult stages but at maturational stages, and myeloid cells at later stages of life, and lymphoid cells. Okay, the other one, BM11, it is responsible for myeloid and lymphoid lineage differentiation of hematopoietic stem cells. The Icaros, it is responsible for differentiation of hematopoietic stem cells into lymphoid lineage, and this OCT2, it is for differentiation of B cells into plasma cells. Okay, I told you what are B cells and what are plasma cells in the previous lecture. Fine. So how these transcription factors they were discovered? तो क्या हुआ? तो what was done earlier by the scientist कि one by one these transcription factors were knocked out. The genes for these transcription factors, जो genes इन transcription factors को बनाती हैं, उनको क्या किया था? Knock out किया था. ठीक है, mice में ये experiment हुआ था and genes were knocked out, and then it was observed कि एक पर्टिकुलर ट्रांसक्रिप्शन फैक्टर की जीन को अगर नॉकआउट किया तो कौन कौन से फंक्शंस या कौन कौन से सेल्स का डिफरेंशिएशन वाज इफेक्टेड, एंड देन दिस वाज एंड देन consequently it was discovered कि which transcription factors is responsible for the formation of what kind of blood cells. Okay, जैसे जब GATA2 GATA2 के जीन को जब नॉकआउट किया था, नॉकआउट इज मीन्स रिमूवल. ठीक है, तो जब GATA2 के जीन को रिमूव कर दिया तो GATA2 ट्रांसक्रिप्शन फैक्टर बनेगा ही नहीं, एंड GATA2 इट इज़ रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर ऑल काइंड ऑफ. So what if GATA2 is the gene for GATA2 is knocked out, तो क्या होगा? The embryo it will die in the embryonic stage only. Fetus जो है embryonic stage में ही it will die, क्योंकि क्या होगा कि ना erythroid lineage बनेगा, ना myeloid lineage बनेगा, और ना lymphoid lineage of cells बनेंगे. तो कोई भी kind of blood cells are not being formed in the fetus, तो क्या होगा? The fetus will die. Similarly अगर Icaros जो transcription factor है, अगर Icaros का gene will be knocked out, the gene responsible for the formation of Icaros transcription factor, अगर उसी को remove कर दिया जाए तो as we know कि Icaros is responsible for differentiation of hematopoietic stem cells into lymphoid lineage. तो क्या होगा? वो mice जिससे Icaros का जीन हटा दिया है उसमें क्या होगा? lymphoid progenitor cells नहीं बनेंगे, that is B और T lymphocytes नहीं बनेंगे, but on the contrary other kind of cells जो हमारा platelets है और erythrocytes हैं और बाकी जो white blood cells हैं, that is basophil, neutrophils, eosinophils, उनका formation will be intact. So such kind of mice जिससे Icaros gene is knocked out, उसमें क्या होगा? डेवलपमेंट तो होगा, बट क्या होगा? जो individual the fetus that is formed, उसका immune system will be highly compromised. Okay, so this is how So this is how the hematopoiesis process, it is being regulated by various transcription factors. Okay, so in this class we have studied about the hematopoiesis, that is how blood cells, how different kind of blood cells are being uh, uh, formed from the hematopoietic stem cell and its regulation. Okay, so yeah, that's it for today, students. Thank you.